There was a beggar who entered a temple and saw people bowing to the Buddha seated on a lotus pedestal, feeling very envious. The beggar said, "Can I switch with you?" The Buddha said, "As long as you don't speak." The beggar sat on the lotus pedestal. His surroundings were noisy and chaotic all day long with many requests. He endured without speaking. One day, a rich man came and said, "I beg the Buddha to grant me virtue." He bowed, got up, and his wallet fell to the ground. The beggar wanted to speak up to remind him, but he remembered the Buddha's words. After the rich man left, a poor man came and said, "I beg the Buddha to grant me money. Someone in my family is seriously ill, and we urgently need money." He bowed, got up, and saw a wallet on the ground. "Praise the Buddha for truly blessing us." He picked up the wallet and left. The beggar wanted to speak up and say it wasn't a blessing, that it belonged to someone else, but he remembered the Buddha's words. Then a fisherman came in and said, "I beg the Buddha to grant me safety at sea, without storms." He bowed, got up, and was about to leave, but was grabbed by the rich man who came in. Because of the wallet, the two got into a scuffle. The rich man accused the fisherman of stealing the wallet, while the fisherman felt wronged and couldn't tolerate it. The beggar couldn't stand it anymore and shouted, "Stop!" He told them the truth. The dispute was resolved. The Buddha said, "Do you think this is right? You should continue to be a beggar. Do you think speaking out means you're being fair?" But because of this, the poor man didn't get the life-saving money. The rich man didn't cultivate good virtues. If you didn't speak, the poor family's life would have been saved. The rich man would have lost a little money but gained merit helping others. And the fisherman, because of the argument, couldn't get on the boat avoiding the storm and is still alive today. Everything has its causes and effects. Watch changes quietly, assess the situation, and handle problems properly. It takes 2 years to learn how to speak, but a lifetime to learn how to stay quiet. From this we can see that learning to speak isn't difficult, but having the ability to stay silent is. Ancient Greek philosophers once said, "God created us with one mouth and 2 ears to tell us that in life it's important to speak less and listen more." As we grow older, we increasingly understand how important it is to keep quiet. Quality matters more than quantity when it comes to words. Many times, talking too much can have the opposite effect. On a busy road, a car was speeding and the police had to work hard to stop it. After successfully stopping the car, the police angrily said, "Sir, you were speeding dangerously, putting pedestrians and other drivers at risk. Do you know how much you'll be fined? Do you realize how much good you could do with that money?" The driver replied, "Yes, I know. It's enough for me to get a driver's license." The police officer was shocked. "What, you're driving without a license?" While they argued, the driver's wife got out of the car to intervene. She hurriedly explained, "Officer, I'm sorry, but he's like this. He had a bit to drink and started talking nonsense. Please don't take him seriously." The police shouted, "Driving without a license and under the influence. Step out of the car now for a breathalyzer test." At that moment, the old lady sleeping in the back seat woke up, looking annoyed as she got out of the car. She asked the driver, puzzled, "Why did the police officer stop us?" The driver's son comforted her. "Mom, it's okay. The car was speeding." The old lady got angry and said, "I told you before, you shouldn't drive stolen cars. Now look at the mess you've made." The police officer was stunned by the old lady's words. This humorous story vividly illustrates how sometimes it's crucial to keep quiet at the right moment. Learning to keep quiet is much harder than learning to speak. In life, you'll often find it's foolish to argue with people who refuse to understand reason. You might think you can persuade them with ancient wisdom and logical arguments, only to feel frustrated. Eventually, you'll realize that sometimes staying silent is best for everyone. Imagine allowing things to happen naturally, and things work out, and all you did was smile and watch. You don't have to worry about shaping things, about controlling something that doesn't want to be controlled. You don't have to push and fix leaks and put out fires. You just let things work on their own. They happen. Please feel free to type wisdom in the comment section if this message resonates with your spirit. Your participation extends the reach of this message, touching more lives and spreading the message of faith and hope. Stay with us until the end of this video. Open your heart and be ready to receive the uplifting power of this video. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to stay updated with more content that nourishes the soul and uplifts the spirit. In a world that seems to be constantly buzzing with noise and activity, it's easy to overlook the profound impact of silence. Yet, hidden within the stillness of silence lies a power so transformative that it has the potential to change our lives in ways we may never have imagined. Welcome to a journey into the depths of the quietude, where the teachings of ancient wisdom, particularly those of Buddha, shed light on the importance of embracing silence as a gateway to inner peace, clarity, and profound transformation. In this exploration, we'll delve into the multifaceted facets of silence, uncovering its ability to cultivate mindfulness, foster compassion, and deepen our connection to ourselves and the world around us. Join me as we embark on a journey to discover the power of silence and how it holds the key to unlocking the boundless potential within each of us. Here are some key concepts and practices. The monkey and the jar of peanuts. Once upon a time, in a bustling village nestled between lush green mountains, there lived a mischievous monkey named Kapi. Kapi loved to roam the village, playing pranks on the villagers and causing all sorts of trouble. One sunny day, as Kapi was jumping from tree to tree, he noticed a jar of peanuts sitting on a windowsill. His eyes widened with excitement at the sight of the delicious treats. Without a second thought, he dashed towards the jar and grabbed a handful of peanuts. But as he tried to pull his hand out of the jar, he realized that his fist, filled with peanuts, was now too big to fit through the narrow opening. Panic surged through Kapi as he struggled to free himself, but the more he pulled, the tighter his grip became. Exhausted and frustrated, Kapi sat down, his mind racing with thoughts of how to escape this predicament. In his stillness, he began to observe his own mind, the fear, the greed, and the impatience that had led him to this moment of entrapment. As he sat there, watching his thoughts come and go like passing clouds, a sense of calm washed over him. He realized that it was his own attachment to the peanuts that had caused his suffering. With a deep breath, he let go of his desire for the peanuts and loosened his grip. With a newfound sense of clarity, Kapi carefully removed his hand from the jar, freeing himself at last. He looked at the jar of peanuts, no longer seeing them as objects of desire, but simply as peanuts. Just like Kapi, we often find ourselves trapped by our own desires and attachments in life. By taking a moment to observe our minds with clarity and awareness, we can free ourselves from the cycle of suffering. Through mindfulness and self-reflection, we can cultivate inner peace and overcome the obstacles that stand in our way. Next time you feel overwhelmed by desires or emotions, take a moment to pause and observe your mind. Notice the thoughts and feelings that arise without judgment. By simply observing them, you can gain insight into the root causes of your suffering and find a sense of liberation. Remember, true freedom comes from letting go of attachments and finding contentment in the present moment. The clear pond. In a serene forest, nestled between towering trees and babbling brooks, there was a small pond known for its crystal-clear waters. Animals from all around would visit this pond to quench their thirst and marvel at the beauty of their reflections dancing upon the still surface. One day, a wise old turtle named Kurma came to the pond, seeking clarity and insight. With a shell adorned with years of wisdom, Kurma had traveled far and wide, but his mind was clouded with questions and uncertainties. As Kurma gazed into the tranquil waters, he noticed something peculiar. Unlike other ponds he had seen, this one remained undisturbed, even when the winds howled and the storms raged. Its clarity was unwavering, reflecting the world around it with perfect clarity. Intrigued by the pond's serenity, Kurma decided to sit by its banks and observe. With each passing moment, he felt his mind growing quieter, his thoughts becoming like ripples fading into the stillness of the water. As he sat there, a profound insight dawned upon him. Just as the pond remained clear and undisturbed, despite the chaos around it, so too could he find clarity and insight amidst the turbulence of life. By observing his thoughts and emotions with the same clarity as the pond, he could navigate through life's challenges with wisdom and grace. With a newfound sense of clarity, Kurma returned to his journey. carrying the wisdom of the clear pond within his heart. From that day forth, whenever he faced uncertainty or doubt, he would close his eyes and imagine himself by the tranquil waters, finding solace in the clarity and insight it offered. Like the clear pond, our minds have the capacity to remain calm and undisturbed amidst life's storms. Through observation and reflection, we can gain clarity and insight that guide us on our journey towards truth and understanding. Take moments of stillness each day to observe your thoughts and emotions with clarity, just as Kurma observed the clear pond. Allow yourself to become like the still waters, reflecting the world around you without distortion or judgment. In doing so, you'll cultivate inner peace and gain valuable insights that illuminate your path forward. The Gardener's Lesson. In a bustling city filled with noise and chaos, there lived a humble gardener named Ananda. Ananda tended to a small garden tucked away behind his modest home, finding solace amidst the vibrant blooms and lush greenery. One day, as Ananda was tending to his garden, he noticed a group of children playing nearby. Their laughter echoed through the air, but amidst the joyous sounds, Ananda observed something remarkable. A butterfly gracefully flitting from flower to flower, its delicate wings casting a mesmerizing dance in the sunlight. Enthralled by the butterfly's beauty, Ananda found himself drawn into the present moment, his mind free from the worries and distractions of the world. In that moment of mindfulness, he felt a profound connection to the world around him, each petal and blade of grass whispering secrets of life and growth. As the day turned to dusk and the children's laughter faded into the twilight, Ananda continued his work in the garden, but now with a newfound awareness. With each stroke of his hand and each breath he took, he cultivated mindfulness, savoring the sights, sounds, and sensations that surrounded him. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but Ananda's practice of mindfulness only deepened. He found joy in the simplest of tasks, watering the plants, pulling weeds, and watching the sun rise and set. Each moment became an opportunity for mindfulness, a chance to fully immerse himself in the present moment. As seasons passed and years went by, Ananda's garden flourished, becoming a sanctuary of peace and tranquility amidst the chaos of the city. People from far and wide would come to marvel at its beauty, but for Ananda, the true beauty lay not in the blooms themselves, but in the mindfulness with which he tended to them. Through the practice of mindfulness, we can find beauty and joy in the ordinary moments of life. Like Ananda in his garden, cultivating mindfulness allows us to connect deeply with the present moment, finding peace and contentment amidst life's busyness. Take moments throughout your day to cultivate mindfulness, whether it's through simple activities like eating, walking, or breathing. Pay attention to the sensations in your body, the thoughts in your mind, and the world around you. By bringing awareness to the present moment, you'll find that even the most mundane tasks can become opportunities for growth and transformation. The Monk and the Bamboo Grove. In the heart of a dense bamboo grove, there lived a solitary monk named Bodhi. Bodhi had chosen to retreat to this tranquil sanctuary, seeking refuge from the noise and distractions of the outside world. Each day, Bodhi would rise with the sun and meditate beneath the swaying bamboo stalks, their rustling leaves a soothing melody to his ears. In the stillness of the grove, he found a sense of peace and tranquility that eluded him in the bustling villages and crowded streets beyond. One day, as Bodhi was meditating, a group of travelers stumbled upon the bamboo grove. Intrigued by its beauty, they approached Bodhi and asked him why he had chosen to live in such solitude. Bodhi smiled serenely and invited them to join him in meditation. As the travelers closed their eyes and focused on their breath, they too began to feel the gentle embrace of the grove, their minds gradually quieting as they surrendered to the present moment. Hours passed, but none of them felt the passage of time. In the stillness of the grove, they found a refuge from the worries and anxieties that weighed heavy on their hearts. For the first time in a long while, they experienced true inner peace and tranquility. When they finally opened their eyes, the travelers thanked Bodhi for sharing his sanctuary with them. Inspired by his example, they vowed to cultivate inner peace and tranquility in their own lives, whether amidst the chaos of the city or the serenity of nature. As they bid Bodhi farewell and ventured back into the world, they carried with them the wisdom of the bamboo grove, a reminder that true peace comes not from external circumstances, but from within, and that amidst life's storms, there is always a sanctuary of stillness waiting to be found. Like Bodhi in his bamboo grove, we can find inner peace and tranquility by retreating to the sanctuary of our own hearts. Amidst the chaos of the world, it's essential to cultivate moments of stillness and solitude where we can reconnect with our true selves and find refuge from the storms of life. Create your own sanctuary of inner peace and tranquility, whether it's through meditation, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and serenity. Cultivate moments of stillness amidst the busyness of daily life, and remember that true peace comes from within, always accessible, no matter where life may take you. The Weaver and the Tapestry. In a bustling village nestled at the foot of a majestic mountain, there lived a skilled weaver named Maya. Maya was renowned throughout the land for her exquisite tapestries, each one a masterpiece of color and design. Despite her talent, Maya often found herself overwhelmed by the pressures of her craft. Day and night, she would toil away at her loom, her mind consumed by worries and anxieties about meeting deadlines and pleasing her clients. One day, as Maya sat at her loom, her hands weaving threads of silk and gold, she felt a wave of stress and anxiety wash over her. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at her soul. Desperate for relief, Maya decided to seek the advice of a wise old sage who lived atop the mountain. She climbed the winding path to his humble abode, her heart heavy with the weight of her worries. When she reached the summit, the sage welcomed her with a warm smile and invited her to sit by his side. Maya poured out her heart, telling him of her struggles and fears and asking him how she could find peace amidst the chaos of her life. The sage listened intently to Maya's tale, his eyes twinkling with understanding. Then, with a gentle smile, he handed her a small loom and a spool of thread. "Life is like a tapestry, Maya," the sage said softly. "Each thread represents a moment, a choice, a breath. When we focus only on the threads that have already been woven, we lose sight of the beauty and possibility that lie in the threads yet to come." With that, the sage began to weave his own tapestry, his movements slow and deliberate. As Maya watched, she felt a sense of peace wash over her, her worries melting away like snowflakes in the spring sun. In that moment, Maya understood the sage's wisdom. She realized that she didn't need to control every thread of her tapestry, nor could she. All she could do was trust in the process, surrendering to the ebb and flow of life with an open heart and a clear mind. As Maya descended the mountain, she felt lighter than she had in years. With each step, she made a conscious effort to let go of her worries and embrace the present moment, knowing that in doing so, she could find peace amidst the chaos of her life. Just as Maya learned to surrender to the process of weaving her tapestry, we too can find relief from stress and anxiety by letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. By embracing the present moment and trusting in the unfolding of life, we can cultivate a sense of peace and serenity that transcends our worries and fears. When you find yourself overwhelmed by stress and anxiety, take a moment to step back and observe your thoughts and emotions with compassion and understanding. Remember that life is a tapestry, and each moment is an opportunity to surrender to the flow of existence. Practice letting go of the need to control every aspect of your life, and instead, trust in the process of unfolding, knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. The Tale of Two Villages. In the heart of a verdant valley, there were two villages separated by a wide river. For years, the villagers from each side had lived in peace, but as time passed, misunderstandings began to arise, and communication between the two villages grew strained. One day, the elders from both villages decided that something must be done to mend the rift between their communities. They gathered by the riverbank, determined to find a solution that would restore harmony and understanding. As they sat in solemn silence, a young boy approached with a small wooden boat in hand. With a mischievous smile, he placed the boat in the water and watched as it sailed effortlessly across the river, carrying a message of peace and reconciliation. Inspired by the boy's simple yet profound gesture, the elders from both villages realized that communication was not just about words, but also about the intention behind them. They vowed to bridge the divide between their communities with empathy, compassion, and a willingness to listen. From that day forth, the villagers on both sides of the river made a conscious effort to improve their communication. They engaged in open and honest dialogue, seeking to understand each other's perspectives and find common ground. As they worked together to address their differences and build bridges of understanding, the once strained relationship between the two villages blossomed into a bond of friendship and mutual respect. Effective communication is not just about speaking, but also about listening with an open heart and mind. By approaching conversations with empathy, compassion, and a genuine desire to understand, we can bridge divides, resolve conflicts, and build deeper connections with others. Incorporating effective communication into daily life involves several key practices. Firstly, prioritize active listening over waiting for your chance to speak. Engage fully with the speaker, paying attention not only to their words, but also to their tone and body language, and respond with genuine empathy and understanding. Additionally, make an effort to understand the perspective of others before forming judgments or conclusions. Ask clarifying questions, seek to resolve any misunderstandings, and approach conversations with a sincere curiosity about the thoughts and emotions of the other person. It's essential to communicate with empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of the other party, and showing kindness, compassion, and a willingness to compromise even in disagreement. Mindful choice of words is crucial. Speak honestly, respectfully, and with integrity to foster understanding and connection. Finally, practice forgiveness when communication breakdowns occur, letting go of resentment and animosity, to pave the way for reconciliation and healing within relationships. The Kindness Rocks. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and winding rivers, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was known throughout the village for her kind heart and gentle spirit. Every morning, as she walked to school, she would pick up small rocks from the path, carrying them in her pocket. One day, as Lily was walking to school, she noticed an elderly woman struggling to carry groceries home. Without hesitation, Lily rushed to her side, offering to help. Together, they walked to the woman's house, sharing stories and laughter along the way. When they reached the woman's doorstep, the elderly woman thanked Lily for her kindness and handed her a smooth, round rock from her garden. "Keep this rock as a reminder of the kindness you've shown today," she said with a smile. From that day forth, Lily began collecting rocks from her walks to school, painting them with bright colors and uplifting messages. She called them kindness rocks and left them along the path for others to find. As word spread about Lily's kindness rocks, people from all over the village began to take notice. They found the rocks scattered along the path, each one bringing a smile to their faces and warmth to their hearts. Soon, the entire village was abuzz with talk of Lily's kindness rocks. Strangers became friends, neighbors helped one another, and acts of kindness became a part of daily life. Small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, spreading joy and positivity throughout our communities. Just like Lily's kindness rocks, our actions have the power to brighten someone's day and inspire others to pay it forward. Start by performing small acts of kindness in your daily life, such as holding the door open for someone, offering a compliment, or helping a neighbor with their groceries. You can also create your own version of Lily's kindness rocks by leaving uplifting notes or small gifts for others to find. By spreading kindness and positivity, you can make a difference in the lives of those around you and contribute to a more compassionate and caring world. The wisdom of the willow tree. In a lush forest surrounded by whispering trees and babbling brooks, there stood a solitary willow tree named Luna. Luna was unlike any other tree in the forest. She preferred the quiet solitude of her own company to the bustling gatherings of the forest creatures. While the other trees swayed and danced in the wind, Luna stood tall and still, her branches reaching towards the sky like outstretched arms. She found solace in the gentle rustling of her leaves and the rhythmic beat of her own heart. One day, as the forest teemed with life and laughter, Luna noticed a young fox cub wandering through the underbrush, his eyes filled with curiosity and wonder. Intrigued by the cub's innocence and vulnerability, Luna beckoned him to her side, offering him shelter beneath her branches. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the fox cub grew accustomed to Luna's silent presence. Together, they would sit beneath the willow tree, basking in the peaceful solitude of the forest. In the quiet moments they shared, Luna imparted her wisdom to the young fox, teaching him the value of embracing solitude and finding strength within oneself. She showed him that true happiness and contentment could be found not in the company of others, but in the stillness of one's own heart. As the seasons changed and the years passed, the fox cub grew into a wise and noble creature, his heart filled with gratitude for the lessons he had learned from Luna. Though he eventually ventured out into the world on his own, he carried Luna's teachings with him wherever he went, finding solace in the solitude of his own thoughts and the silent whispers of the wind. Embracing solitude allows us to find peace and strength within ourselves, enabling us to connect more deeply with our inner selves and the world around us. Like Luna and the fox cub, we can discover profound wisdom and clarity in the quiet moments we spend alone. Set aside time each day to embrace solitude and reconnect with yourself. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature, find activities that allow you to quiet your mind and listen to the whispers of your heart. By nurturing a sense of inner peace and self-awareness, you can cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, enriching your life in countless ways. The Serenity Pond. In a serene village nestled amidst emerald hills, there lay a tranquil pond known for its stillness. Villagers whispered tales of its mystical properties, claiming that those who gazed upon its reflective surface would find inner peace. One curious young girl named May ventured to the pond, her heart heavy with worries and fears. She sat by the water's edge, watching as ripples danced upon the surface, distorting the reflections of the surrounding trees. As May sat in quiet contemplation, a wise old monk approached, his presence emanating a sense of tranquility. Sensing May's turmoil, the monk invited her to join him in meditation by the pond. With closed eyes and steady breaths, they sat in silence, allowing the symphony of nature to envelop them. The gentle rustle of leaves, the melodious song of birds, and the soft murmur of water. As minutes turned to hours, May felt her racing thoughts begin to subside, replaced by a profound sense of calm. In the stillness of meditation, she discovered a sanctuary within herself, a place untouched by the chaos of the world. When May opened her eyes, she saw the world with newfound clarity. The worries that once burdened her mind now seemed insignificant in the grand tapestry of life. She realized that true peace resided not in external circumstances, but within the depths of her own being. Finding stillness through meditation allows us to tap into the reservoir of peace that lies within us. Like May at the serene pond, we can cultivate inner tranquility by quieting the mind and embracing the present moment. Set aside time each day to practice meditation, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably and focus on your breath or a calming mantra. As you meditate, allow yourself to let go of worries and distractions, tuning into the stillness within. Over time, you'll find that moments of inner peace and clarity extend beyond meditation, enriching your daily life with a sense of serenity and presence. The Songbird's Lesson. In a bustling village surrounded by lush forests, there lived a young girl named Maya. Maya had always been captivated by the melodic songs of the birds that danced among the trees, their sweet melodies filling the air with joy. One day, as Maya wandered through the forest, she stumbled upon a beautiful songbird perched upon a branch, its feathers shimmering in the dappled sunlight. Mesmerized by its enchanting song, Maya approached the bird with wonder in her eyes. To her surprise, the songbird fell silent as she drew near, its eyes locking with hers in a knowing gaze. Sensing her curiosity, the songbird beckoned Maya to sit beside it and listen closely. As Maya sat in quiet reverence, she noticed something remarkable. The silence that lay beneath the bird's song, a stillness so profound it seemed to echo throughout the forest. In that moment, she realized that the true beauty of the song lay not in the notes themselves, but in the space between them. In the days that followed, Maya returned to the forest to sit with the songbird, learning to embrace the silence that lay within her own heart. With each passing moment, she felt a sense of calm wash over her, the chatter of her mind fading into the background like the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. As Maya cultivated inner silence, she found that the world around her seemed to come alive in new and vibrant ways. She noticed the delicate dance of sunlight through the trees, the whispered secrets of the wind, and the symphony of life that pulsed beneath the surface of all things. Cultivating inner silence allows us to tap into the essence of our being, where true peace and wisdom reside. Like Maya with the songbird, we can learn to embrace the stillness within ourselves and discover the profound beauty that lies in the spaces between thoughts and words. Set aside time each day to sit in quiet contemplation, whether it's in nature, a sacred space, or simply a quiet corner of your home. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow the noise of the world to fall away, revealing the silence that lies beneath. As you cultivate inner silence, you'll find that you are better able to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity, and to connect more deeply with the beauty and wonder of the world around you. Leave a like for this video and share it at least one time to help us reach more people. Spread the gospel and change more lives by comment using the word wisdom. To further support the dissemination of this message, consider sharing this video with a friend or family member. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to stay updated with more content that nourishes the soul and uplifts the spirit. See you at next video.